Welcome back, guys, to Homeschool Life. I'm Paula, and we're here to provide a place for you to have a conversation where you can learn and grow and share and encourage each other. So from curriculum and how-tos to tips and tricks to day-to-day lifestyle and more, that's what we're here for. So I'm really excited because today we're going to talk about one of my favorite topics that goes very much hand in hand with homeschooling. If you've been homeschooling at all for very long, you realize how much organizing is so important. So we're going to talk today about organizing time and space. And of course, I'm not going to be able to share with you every possibility that is out there. So be sure to chime in and give some examples of things that you have found that have worked for you. Talk to family and friends and ask for ideas from them as well. And of course, everything is dependent upon your particular personal space, whether you have a large home or a small apartment. Those things play into this as well. So I will tell you that routines and habits make it easier. Once you establish some spaces and organization and label things and talk to your family, just reminding them and using it yourself over and over, that really will help because, they say 21 days is all it takes to create a habit. And then next thing you know, everybody's just following along and everybody knows where to put things and where to find things. And then they're not coming to you as much to be asking, where's this or where's that? So a few basic general things I would say, try to declutter and organize a chunk at a time. So I get big ideas and I decide I'm going to organize the whole entire house. And by the end of the day, I've done one little corner maybe because I've gotten so sidetracked all over the house and you can't really tell that you've done anything. If you do one chunk at a time, then you can always look back at that space and that gives you motivation. It'll actually energize you and it will just kind of encourage you to continue on what you're doing, as well as you get that sense of accomplishment. So I would say also, just pick a closet, pick a drawer, pick a dresser. Just pick a small space and accomplish it. See how long it takes. A lot of times it doesn't take near as long as what we think. And sometimes you need to pull everything out of that space in order to organize it and put things back in an orderly way. Involve your family. Make it fun. With the kids' room, go into the kids' room and have everybody come in and pitch in. Let the child who that room is have some say-so in things, but also teach them. You use this as a teaching time and show them where they can keep things, like things together, so that they can find things easier in the process of their day. So another thing that I would suggest is that you do regular family 10-minute pickups each evening. It doesn't take that long, and it's amazing what can be accomplished in just 10 minutes. And make it fun, make it a game. So some of the things that you could do is, set a timer and see, make it a race. Let's see how fast we can get this done and if we can beat the timer. And, maybe make some little rewards even. So, afterwards we get dessert or we get an extra story time to read. So come up with some ideas, some creative ideas, and make it fun for your family. Then another thing I would suggest is that you do regular Friday or weekend planning and shopping for your entire week for your meals. That just saves so much time and energy, and then it helps you also to be organized in that way. So let's talk first about time. All right, so one of the very first things that I would highly encourage you is to get a planner, a homeschool planner. So I have here a Simple Plan planner. Okay, so this planner, and then we also have planners for middle school and high school. So this planner will help you because you'll be able to write down in it everything that each of your students is going to do. You can write down your supplies needed, websites that you use, reading lists. You're going to write down each day what is supposed to happen on that day so that there's not any of this getting up and just wondering and everybody's wandering around the house going, I don't know what I'm supposed to do or when. You're going to have it organized on paper and you're going to be able to check mark it off as each student accomplishes what they're supposed to be doing. And for your middle school and high school students, get them their own planners and teach them to be responsible and organized with their time. And so it's very similar to the parent planner, and they're just going to use this, and they're going to make their own reading lists, and they're going to write down their assignments, and they will know classes and field trips and doctor's appointments and all of those things. They're going to know because they've written it down themselves. Think how much that's going to help them as an adult. So get a planner. Then everybody knows what they're supposed to do when they're supposed to do it. You can schedule your meals for the week. Now, this planner does not include space for that. So you can do it in a variety of different ways. You can buy a separate planner and use that for chores and for meal planning, for exercising, or you can just use dry erase sheets and laminated paper. There's such a variety of ways. My husband and I use a grocery app on our phone, and that way we can just each add groceries to it. We have a meal list on there for ideas. So we can, even if one of us is at the grocery store, the other one might add a few things. It kind of, is a fun game to do. So anyway, this is a way that you can help organize your time as well. So this way you have all of your ingredients when you're ready to make a meal. How many times have you walked into the kitchen, you're ready to make dinner or lunch, and you go to pull out a loaf of bread and you don't have any? You go to pull out that chicken and you don't have any. And it's just a frustration that you can really avoid if you just do a little bit of planning ahead. So when I make out meal ideas, I try to do it a month at a time. And then you can just reference back to that and you can see and mix it up for the next month. You don't have to have more than 30 meals. Some people do. I used to. And one way that you can do it is by using simply index cards. And so you can use the index cards and you can put the different meals on them. You can shuffle them and rotate them. You can organize them by meats or by vegetables. There's so many different ways that you can do this. So index cards come in handy for many things. All right, so housekeeping is very important. To be organized and know who's doing what and when. Teach your kids chores when they're young and continue to teach them different responsibilities age appropriately as they're growing so that you're not doing it all, because really you cannot do it all. And you don't want to do that, because then when they're adults and they get out on their own, they're not going to know how to do some of these things. So housekeeping is important because then you can know what and where to find things, right? I get very frustrated when I can't find what I'm looking for. It's a pet peeve of mine. And so it really helps me out to know where things are at. So when you are teaching housekeeping to your family, you teach them this is where the shoes go. This is where the dirty laundry goes. You teach them where things go, where the cleaning supplies are, and make sure that they always return them to those places. So another thing that you can do is use chore charts. And I grabbed this one because it's really cool. It's nice and big and it's magnetic. And so it's got it's blank, so you fill in whatever chores it is that you want your kids to do. And then you can, and it's got the days of the week, and then you just mark it off with a dry erase marker. And I just happened to grab this package, and it's magnetic also, so it could just attach there. And then see the different colors? You could color code your kids. I did this a lot in my planner. I did this with chore charts. And so I assigned a certain color to each of us, for myself, for my husband, for each of our children. And then at a glance from across a room, I knew who was supposed to be doing something on what day or what time just by the color. That's just another little tip. So schedule some helpers. When you're cooking your meals, you can have one person help you prepping. You can have somebody setting a table. You can have somebody else helping you with cleaning up. So again, you're teaching them these different skills and have them rotate them around, and this is helping to organize your time. Now, a way that you can organize your cleaning schedule, again, back to the index cards. So you can put on here, I got this idea from somebody that I saw these on their refrigerator when we went visiting. And so they had a color for each day of the week. And so you can see these are different colors. And so on Monday, it listed off just a couple of chores that needed to be done for that day. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, like that. And then in talking to the person, she had it organized, and I eventually did too, so that there was weekly chores, monthly chores, and even those yearly ones. So it really helped me free up my mind so then I could focus on learning what I needed to learn to turn around and teach my children. I could also, have some free time because I didn't have to think about, like, when's the last time I cleaned the windows. I knew because it was on my card. So another thing that you can do is plan a person a day for laundry, okay? And so you can do it one of two ways. You can plan a person a day for laundry. So child A's laundry is done on Monday and child B on Tuesday and your own on Wednesday, like that. Or you could do it, if you have a smaller family, you could do like all whites are going to be washed on Monday, all reds are going to be washed on Tuesday, however you choose to do it. And another thing that I would suggest is a laundry hamper for each person. And even if you can get a divided laundry hamper. So with a divided one, you can put all the whites on one side and all the reds on the other side. I used to get so annoyed because I had to pull everything out to sort it out on the floor to put things back in to get whatever color I was working on that day. And then one day I decided I just need to get some different hampers for the different colors. And then take that a step further and get different hampers for your different children. And they don't have to be large, and they can even fold up like this one when they're not being used so they don't take up as much space. So that's a tip for organizing your laundry. Another housekeeping tip for you, spring clean once a year and do it as a family. And it doesn't have to be done in the spring. You can do it over winter break, or you can do it over your summer break, and just get everybody involved. And again, make it a fun activity. Housekeeping shouldn't be a drudgery, even though we often think of it like that. Put on some music, dance while you're doing it. Just make it fun. Make it a game with your small children, even your older children. Everybody go through the house and pick up anything with red on it or anything with green on it. Anything that starts with the letter B. Just come up with some different ways like that. So also, don't forget to schedule time for yourself, free time, exercise for yourself and for your family. And family time as well. Often we can get so engrossed in homeschooling that we're not taking care of ourselves. And it's very important that you organize your time so that you are taking care of yourself. Because if you get run down, then you're not going to have the energy level that you need to help your family, to homeschool in a good quality way. And so make sure that you schedule in regular time for yourself. So another tip I have for you is timers, okay? Timers are your friend. And you can use a timer on your microwave or your stove. I did that often on your watch. You can get a decorative timer like this one, whatever you want. But use timers, set timers for break times and lunch times. Set timers for free time so that it doesn't steal away from your homeschool day and your lessons that you've got carefully planned out, but then, everybody didn't pay attention to the time and ended up taking 2 hours for lunch instead of 45 minutes. It happens. So timers are your friends, so use timers. So let's talk about space, okay? Space and storage containers. And so let me back up for 1 second and let you know, just in case you think I'm not normal, I love to be organized, but not always the process of it. But I love to be organized because I like to find things and I like to have things stored away and cleared off so that my area doesn't look so cluttery. Did not used to be this way, but as we were moving a lot while we were homeschooling, and as we had to live in different sizes, and this one had built-in bookcases and this one didn't, type of thing, I had to learn how to organize, and I had to figure out how to make things fit in these different living environments. And so through the years and in talking with other people and in learning from others, I've come to love being organized. I thrive on it, and I think everybody else does. I used to not think that, but then I was convinced of it, and somebody was explaining to me that they noticed my energy level was much higher because I was organized. So let that be an encouragement to you. And if you're thinking like, oh my goodness, I want to do it, but it seems like so much work, it can be a little bit of work to start with, but the end result is amazing. All right, so let's talk about your homeschool supplies. You've got all these books, you've got all of these science materials, you've got arts and crafts supplies. Where do you put it all? How do you keep it all so that you know where it's at? I know some people, we've started out like you just kind of throw it all in a tub, like a big toy box, and then you're just rummaging through trying to find things. And so that steals your time, right? So a good thing for you to do is look around in your home, and primarily, if you can, wherever you are actually doing your homeschooling out. So like if it's the kitchen or the living room, if you have a basement, if you have an actual spare room, see about a closet that you could dedicate to homeschool, your homeschool supplies. If you have built-in bookcases, I had some of those in a couple of places. I loved those. It was great because I had cupboards and doors that could kind of hide everything during the day. But if you don't, there's other things as well. So you want to keep all of your homeschool supplies in a central place so that you know where they're at all times, and your children do as well. So it could be, as I said, a closet, a bookcase. It could be a specific room. It could be open shelves. Now, one of the things you can do is like this bookcase here. So what you can do is you can put a child's, all of their subjects on one shelf, or you can put all of, so this would be child A, or you could put like everybody's science on a shelf. Does that make sense? So you can do either way. The point is that you can label it, and you know, and your children know, if you tell them, hey, go grab your history book, they know where it's at. So that's one way. Another way are these towers, these rolling carts. So this is one of our large ones that I have grabbed, and it has nice, big, deep doors here, and it has, and it has shallow ones as well. And so you can store different arts and craft supplies. You can put books in here. You can put whatever it is. You can put it in here. And this is nice because it is on wheels and it rolls quite easily. And so you can move it around if you need to. So this way you're going to keep like things together, okay? And that's really what organizing is about. It's keeping like things together. So your teacher books are all kept together on a same shelf. Your arts and craft supplies are all kept together on a same area. So you can create learning centers. So maybe you have a couple of these towers, and one of these is just for art supplies, and another one is just for science. We have smaller ones, so that there's one that has just 5 drawers. There's one that has 10 drawers, but they're the narrow drawers. It could be a small learning center. So you could just use something like this. So this Create a Space Storage Center. So you could put reading supplies in here, so bookmarks and pencils, and you could put arts and crafts. You can put, see where they've got the glue and they've got the popsicle sticks and the colored pencils, whatever you want. And then this spins around also. And so maybe this just sits in the middle of your table when you're teaching school so that everybody can reach those supplies. So this is an idea as well. Another thing that you could use for like arts and craft supplies or science supplies is craft boxes, like this one. It's hinged with a lid. So you can have several of these, stack them on top of each other, label each one so that everybody knows what's inside. And this would be neat and orderly, but keep those loose things all together. Oops. Pens and pencils and office supplies could go in a little spinning metal canister like this. Again, sitting in the middle of your table so that everybody can reach and get what they're needing when they need it. So without knocking that over. So The other thing is, where do you put all of the books? Like if you don't have a nice bookcase like this, or you don't have a tower, there's a few more options. So let me show you these. This is what's fun about organizing, is there's so many different options. So check out this large crate. You can use this large crate. They come in all different kinds of colors. So if this is out in the open where you can see it and people can see it, you can make it very decorative and fun as well. So you've got this large crate and you can put several books in this, as you can see here. And you can make this crate be for child A. And you could get a yellow crate and make it for child B. Maybe you just put science in here. Maybe you just put history in here. Maybe you put little activities, quiet activities for your littles to play with. And so when they get out this crate, or you get out this crate and put it on the floor, they know, oh, hey, those are the activities for me. Another option is a big tub. Now you can use just a cardboard box. You don't have to spend money on things, or you can do something like this. It's inexpensive and it's decorative as well. And then I even pulled this matching little book bin that you can put books, file folders, notebooks, 3-ring binders, magazines, whatever it is, and then have those sitting on your shelf somewhere. Labels, I've talked about labels. You can use any kind of labels. You can use those sticky labels. These happen to be reusable labels. This is by Teacher Created Resources, and these are clingy thingies. And so you can use dry erase markers and write on this, and you can peel this off and stick it on something. It clinks to it. If you decide you want to change it for some reason, you just peel it off and reuse it. So this is pretty neat too. All right, cleaning supplies. If you can keep your cleaning supplies in a cabinet below with a safety child lock, or a cabinet above in the room that you're going to be using those, that saves you from walking back and forth across your house to get something. So you could use something like this, depending on what room it is, how big your cleaning supplies are. You could use something like this that just has the 2 dividers. You could use something like this that has 3, but this is smaller. Nice handles for carrying it around if you do need to carry it somewhere, or even just to pick it up from where it's out on the shelf and put it up here where you can use it and then put it back. And then you teach everybody where they are. And again, lots of bright, fun, happy colors. So the next thing is organizing your drawers and your smaller spaces. So I like to use things like, you can use shoe boxes, you can use just cardboard strips and make little dividers so that things are not running into other things. When you've got like a big dresser drawer or a big desk drawer, you can buy things like these little dividers, little divider trays, and you can get big ones and you can get small ones. I just happened to grab these. These are pencil trays that you could use for pencils, you could use them for rubber bands, you could use them for paper clips. I like to keep all of my ink pens together in one area and my pencils in another area, so that I know when I'm going for an ink pen, I'm going for an ink pen and I'm not just going to grab a pencil. So anyway, you can use this in your sock drawer, you can use this in any clothing drawer, you can use this in your desk, you can use this in your kitchen. I've used this in my kitchen and I've divided out my baking supplies, like my spatulas are in one, my measuring spoons are in a separate one. And so that way all those little things in the kitchen aren't just all getting jumbled up, and I know when I want something, where to go to get it. So there's some ideas of that for you. All right, in your cabinets, so we're talking kitchen cabinets, could be bathroom cabinets, could be cabinets anywhere in your house. A good way for you to help organize again and to contain things so they're not spilling out and over into everywhere, especially when you have your children or possibly your spouse getting in and out of things and not being really neat and tidy about it. You can use baskets. You can use boxes. So again, all different sizes, all different colors. Look at this cute little yellow one that matches the big teal. And it can be open and just on your shelf like this in your cabinet, or you could get it with a lid. And then you can stack things on top of each other. You can get all the same color, you can get all different colors. And then again, this one has a nice removable label area here. So just label things so that you're not having to everybody get in there and look every single time to try to figure out what's in there. You can just simply read it and know. All right. So, another idea is, and I didn't have any to grab, adjustable wire shelves. I've used that in a lot of my cabinets at home because this particular kitchen has some really tall, deep cabinets. And so I've used those wire shelves as dividers so that I can put 2 sections of things in one actual section. So look for that, and you can find that very inexpensive as well. So in your kitchen, again, you're putting like things with like things. So put things together where you use them the most also. So your large cabinet, that's going to probably be where you're going to use a mixing bowl at, where you're going to mix things and you're going to maybe roll out bread dough or cookies or whatever. So put your baking supplies underneath that cabinet. Use that closest drawer there to put things like your mixer beaters and your spatulas. So that way, again, you're not walking back and forth across your kitchen to get something that you're going to use over here all of the time. Cooking utensils, you could get something like this. And it can be so cute and so decorative. You're going to be using this every day when you're cooking, and so it's just right there on the cabinet. It's right next to your stove, and it's just easy to grab what you want so that you can use it right then, and you don't even have to bother opening a drawer. Back to laundry. Make sure that you teach your children how to do their own laundry. So start with your littles and teach them how to sort, how to fold, and how to put away their own laundry. As your children get older, definitely by the time they're in middle school, teach them how to use the washing machine and how to use the dryer. I've heard countless stories of people who have gone off to college or moved out of mom and dad's house and realized they had no clue how to do their own laundry. And so this can be a blessing to them and also to their future spouse when they already know how to do this chore. So let me see. Have I covered everything that I pulled out? There's so much to talk about this subject. But this hopefully will give you some ideas to get you started. Again, start small and just pick like one area, pick one dresser, pick one drawer, and then tackle bigger things as you can. And don't try to do it all in one day if it's a big room or if it's a big part of your house, because you could wear yourself out. Get everybody involved, make it fun, and get back some of your time so that you can really focus on your homeschool during the day. You're not having to ask people where things are at because everything's in its place. Everything has a home in your home, and everybody knows where to find what they're looking for when they're looking for it. It'll take a lot of frustration out of your day, help your homeschool run so much more smoothly, and it will just give you, again, more positive energy. So I hope you get as excited about this as I am. It's just a great way to live, and it can really help your homeschool a lot. So there are more organizing ideas out there. Please chime in and share. I love learning about organizing ideas from other people. And so what are some ways that you have found most helpful to help you in organizing either your time or your space for your homeschool? Please share. Check out Mardel.com. For any of these products and more. Again, I just grabbed a sampling. And also check out our blog. We've got other homeschool and lifestyle articles that you could learn from as well. Thank you for watching. I think that is it for this time. Have a great day and enjoy your homeschool life. Bye for now.